America was talking about when they were complaining about Soul Calibur 6 netcode. I'm like, it's basically like I'm playing offline. Like, I don't know what you guys are talking about.
I think the NA internet situation is a big problem for it.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, that's more or less my thoughts on 6.
Okay, so I guess like more of a general kind of thing is the difference of maybe play styles or mindsets between different regions of the game. How do you think the Asian scene, or maybe even more specifically the Korean scene, differs from, say, like the mindset and play style of the NA scene?
That's a good question. Oh, you want me to answer that?
I would like you to answer it if you can.
So
yeah, like who would you like listen to in Korea?
Who would I listen to? That's the problem. Like a lot of these guys are a lot more on the. This is going to be inflammatory.
It's okay. They won't even understand what you're saying.
No, not the Koreans. This is going to be inflammatory for America. So
Oh,
what
shit.
I've noticed what I've noticed about the West, especially as a Discord owner, is people will come in and be like, "Man, this character is absolute fucking trash. I can't do anything against this option. This option is just completely worthless. There's never a situation where I can use this." It's like,
yeah,
okay, maybe it's a little bit hyperbolic, don't you think? It's like, no, this is dumb. I'm gonna go play Tekken and then go bitch about getting hot kicked in the face. Not naming any names.
Like 3A4 is just terrible.
And it's like, you go and talk to the Korean guys. Yeah, there's, you know, there's stuff like that sometimes because you can't help but get down. It's a fighting game. Like eventually you're gonna snap and you're gonna be like, fuck this game, fuck this, fuck the blah blah blah. Like, it's a fighting game. Shit happens, but more often than that, with the Korean scene, I see it's like, man, I don't know what to do about this. It's like, and then the guys are like, oh, have you tried blah blah blah? It's like, oh, it's a very good idea. What happens if I do? Like, they're way more quick to try to discuss stuff from what I've seen. And I think a lot of that is due to Kura. I'm not sure if any of you guys have really looked at how he posts because I don't think he posts in English all that much. But his
no, he never posts English.
The thing he just posted, the tier chart, is a really good example of that. Like the voice he has, like, this is my subjective opinion. So he's like being like, hey, this is what I think, and then he like gives his reasoning, and there's nothing really, you know, hyperbolic about it. There's nothing absolutely crazy. Like even me when I'm just fucking around, like I think when I made my stupid joke tier list, I put Changhua in like the bottom left corner where you could like barely see like half of her picture or some shit.
Yeah.
You know, it's me joking, but some people are like, yeah, Changhua is really that bad. She needs some nerfs, or otherwise she's not going to do anything. And then like MT Fighter and stuff, so just using her and having no problems. So it's just like the Korean scene is very willing to, you know, go through, you know, all the like pains of trying to figure out stuff and, you know, not get down on themselves about it. Yeah, end of the day, it is a game for them, so they don't really let that stuff get to them, which I think a lot of people in the West tend to do.
Yeah,
but they look at it as like all or nothing, life or death, and they don't have the joy of, you know, just being able to chill about stuff. Y'all need to chill, is what I'm saying.
That's true. NA.
Do I need to chill?
You need to solve your character crisis before you get to chilling. Once you do that, then you can chill.
I see.
Until you do that, you cannot rest. Why not try Siegfried? I hear he's okay.
Why don't I try Siegfried?
Yeah.
I don't. I mean, it's like I don't. I want to poke people.
Yeah, Siegfried pokes people.
Not really.
Yeah, dude, he has this big ass poke.
Yeah, it just happens to do like Half-Life and tech crouches and his launcher.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's not a poke.
I mean, it's like a poke.
I don't.
It's kind of like a counter hit poke, but on regular hit.
No.
That's a very specific problem, I think. Not so much about getting down about this yourself, but like if you don't have a character, like you don't have a character you can think about the game with. because the way a Siegfried player thinks about things is different than how a Shen Wild player will think about it, or how a Cervantes player will think about it. And so you need that perspective. If you just think about the game and you don't have your own character to like use as a starting point, it makes it really hard to enjoy the game. You're just trying to enjoy it like as a commentator or something. Like if that's your deal, like if you just want to know everything about all the characters and how they all interact, commentator, that's great. For a competitor, you really only need to know the interaction one or two, but you need to know them really well. And if you don't have that, then yeah, you can definitely feel like you don't know what the hell you're doing, or that you're just like waiting for the next DLC character to drop or stuff like that. No, I'm serious. Like it sucks. I've been in that boat before, not with Calibur, but with other games, and eventually I ended up dropping them for other reasons. But
Okay.
Alex was not worth it. That's all I'm gonna say.
It only took him 3 years to become decent.
Oh, I was far gone from that game by then.
Oh, another thing I guess is you do play with some of the most well-known Asian players, the infamous Shens. Did you?
Man.
What is your experience of like guys playing with them? In SC6, did you? I guess you were probably aware of them beforehand, but were they playing with them all the time? Was it kind of what you expected, or no?
So I actually started playing with Shen Yuan in Soul Calibur 5, believe it or not.
Really?
That was a horrible idea. From Seattle to Singapore.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, not a great connection, but that's when I started opening my mind to the way Asian players kind of take it, especially Singapore. Like he had a lot of really strange ideas that made no sense. Like he was talking to me about Soul Calibur 5 RAF against Siegfried. And he was like, hey, you should just do 3B and not go into stance. I'm like, that's dumb. Why would you do that? It's like, you need to go into stance. It's like, no. So he like tried it on me. And even in like a 3-bar, you can at least get your punish off if you mash, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I found out Siegfried can't really do a damn thing about it. Like, you just can't do anything. So it makes him a lot more able to go into stance for free. It's like, well, I got to sit here and see what other stupid stuff he's going to mash.
Mm-hmm.
So it was ideas like those. Like, not going into stance off of that specific launcher just seemed strange to me, but he made it work. So I eventually kind of, just shut up and tried to, like, see how he was doing things. And his Soul Calibur 5 Siegfried is a case study in making something out of nothing, I think. Like, there was only 3 moves he really used in that game to any real effect, but he was beating the shit out of people left and right at Evo. And it was like, hold on, this character is bad. Why is he doing good with this bad character? That doesn't make sense. And of course, there's a lot of mental stuff there. He's one of the strangest players, definitely, but he has a lot of solid ideas. It was a strange game. I hope we never have to play it again.
You could do 2K and then do All Raising B, and now it catch it back dash for free.
As it should have. That totally makes sense, right?
Well,
safe movement in a Calibur game? No, that shouldn't exist.
That shit was while you were negative.
Wait, minus 2, -4? Oh no, you can catch back.
I think it was
Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
But so then I came over here and I started playing Shen Chan and also Shen Wu a little bit more, and I kind of got used to the way they play. It's extremely movement heavy. Well, for Shen Chan, it's a lot of movement because he has to these days. Can't really force much with his floor character.
You can't just like 2A mid-screen anymore.
The glory days is, but they all have their kind of specific style. Shen Chan moves a lot and has really good timing for when to.
What's your style?
What's my style?
Yeah, what's your style?
Go into back turn chief hold and then win. You see a lot of it
as the set. You'll probably see a lot of back turn Siegfried, who I guess you did during Evo Japan highlight the back turn Siegfried.
It's exceptionally.
It is
I
pretty
don't
good.
know why. It has no reason to be good. There's no mix-up. There really isn't.
No, there isn't. It's just like
Like,
your opponent. It's weird how your opponent reacts to that situation of you. You can't block, right? Your options are literally one or the other, and you have to be in a different stance for each one of them to happen.
it makes no sense, but
Yeah.
it's kind of like playing Dan Hibiki or like any joke character. It's just like, of course, like I can hit him with whatever, so I'm gonna use by far the worst move I can use on him, and then they use the worst move and they get launched with Chief Will Be. And they eat like fucking 90 damage easy. But yeah, I don't know. Besides that, I don't know. I just kind of do things. I try to rely on moves that I don't think people are expecting at any given time. I was the guy that first started saying use more 3A4, and everyone was like, "Oh, why do you use this move? Worst move ever." And then I showed them, no, you can just kind of spam this against certain characters. At least back in like 1.11, Xianghua didn't have a great answer for it besides like 6BB, which was or 6BB or 6BA, which is like either too low reward or too high risk. Well, both of them were high risk, but like I was the only one that was using that, and then shit, you can get like a 70 damage mid crushing, safe, hard to whiff punish horizontal.
That
It's like
has hella knockback.
it's an okay move.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
But yeah, I've always been trying to find something new, find something that no one else has found before, and try to make it my own. So I don't know. Can you call that a style?
Yeah. I'm just
Okay,
trying
we'll
to.
call that a style.
Yeah, we'll call it the Heaton, like everything else.
Using bad moves and being in back turn. It's a good style.
The faster Heaton gets into back turn, the more efficient.
Honestly, yeah.
You do 4-4. You'll see some 4-4Bs during the set where he just does 4-4B on wake up to the G cancel just to get into the back turn state.
You should just play Voldo.
I mean,
Go all the way.
Nah, that's less effective.
I don't want to play Valdo. He's not Siegfried.
And his back turn's worse.
But he's hotter.
Also, somebody told me he's like not a good character.
Yeah, I don't think he's ever won a big tournament in Soul Calibur 6. Ever.
Not that I'm aware of.
Yeah, I don't think that ever happened.
I don't think he'll ever win any. He's not gonna ever win anything.
No.
Look at him, he's Valdo.
Yeah, he's
not possible.
Has no neutral, no mix-ups, nothing.
This must be so confusing to people that have never actually like played Calibur. Just kidding.
Yeah.
Like, wait, didn't he like Evo?
Yeah, there weren't in the lore of the community of just Valdo being unplayably useless.
Yeah, that I haven't heard those in a while.
It's almost like they couldn't say it anymore.
That's unfortunate. I think you should always be allowed to say whatever you want, even if it is kind of subjectively and objectively wrong.
Well, that's what Siegfried players have been doing since like the dawn of time.
That is objectively untrue. Siegfried is not good. He needs buff.
Yeah.
He needs a lot of help, even in this patch.
Yeah.
He does.
You do know that there's not a really nerfed much just because of how Japan doesn't play him, right?
Wait, what?
Kind of cut out.
So, hello?
Yeah.
So, I don't think there's a really good chance he's going to get too much in Season 2 just because of how Japan views Siegfried. They objectively think he's still not that strong, even with all of the buffs he got. And I don't think there are all that many Siegfried players in Japan. And if there are, Kamizono just bops them. So, if anything, there might be a chance that Siegfried gets buffed.
I don't know, man. That didn't help Keelik. No one plays Keelik in Japan. They make Keelik player.
Yeah, but he's evil.
They fucking.
Yeah, you got evil Keelik CE. Too good.
Yeah.
And look at your matches. Like especially
my matches,
especially against Siegfried players. Fucking, if I get hit by ABK one more goddamn time.
Right? Look, I got a whole repertoire of VODs. It's just me getting dumpstered by a Keelik, alright?
That fucking move. like that's the party wolf now. Like every time someone brings that shit up on like ranked or something, I'm streaming. It's like, oh, he's trying to party wolf. Not today.
Oh shit.
It's like I don't even care about the
That
stance entrance off of just like when I'm in A hold. It's free. I'm never gonna try to interrupt it. No, I'm ducking. I'm ducking. I gotta block that low hit.
Honestly,
Oh shit! I blocked the low, but the mid hit me.
Yeah, I'm the same exact way. I'm not gonna hit for this ever.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
Mm-hmm.
Like Rip Jesus, that's a good name.
That is a good name. Siegfried is just an Attack on Titan character with a guts sword. I don't know.
Attack on Titan.
That's weird. I don't watch
Maybe
anime.
not.
I
Is
don't
that why
watch.
people don't like him? Is because he's from Attack on Titan?
People don't like him because he's really easy to use at low levels. So he just kind of stomps everyone. It's like, playing a 3D Dragon Ball game and everyone just picks Vegeta. All the posts on the game fact. So it has nothing to do with the character at that level. It's just that everyone plays him. So everyone is experienced to getting mollywopped by him. So you must be cheap.
That's fair.
Yeah.
At least that's my observations.
Okay.
Also, shout out to Rep Spencer.
so that's VB Assassin from SC5. He was a
VB.
Maxi Jiba player. He's the guy that made snap the disc.
That's the dude.
That's the dude. That's the dude.
Oh,
What's
The
up,
A-Pat,
Spencer?
bro.
Yeah, dude. The APAT was too strong.
that's amazing. This guy's a legend.
He is.
Somebody get that guy a sub. Hold on.
Give that guy a sub.
How to gift Twitch?
I think you just like right-click their name, or click their name or something.
Please excuse the
U.S. Air
States
Force. Yeah,
Yeah.
they make a lot of
This shit
noise.
is- Are you serious?
Are you actually gifting him a sub?
I'm trying.
Amazing.
This is- How?
Hit
Oh, I
the
have to,
subscribe button,
I had to
and
bring
then
it
go
up.
to where gift is by the tier 1 subscription.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Gift,
then
gift. I'm gifting
gift
anonymous.
to a specific viewer on the right. Yeah, you can gift anonymously.
Phew, now he won't know that it was me who sent it.
He's defending himself. Do we read it or do we ignore it and pretend it never happened?
No, he's saying the real reason why it happened.
He said he did not make me snap my disc. I was playing ranked and this dude played Raphael and I needed to hit him once and he sidestepped 1k. So
That's
it's
unfortunate.
denial of the situation.
Look, you may say that, Spencer. I don't believe it. That's not the lore I believe. I believe what happened was that Erm's APAT was so godlike.
That was insane.
It was pretty good. For like that 2-week period, untouchable.
Disgusting.
Yeah, he made it out of his winner brawl pool. Or whatever fucking pyramid that was.
Oh man, good times.
I think he beat Ninja Guy. His APAT.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I remember something like that. Oh. Let's stop talking about Soul Calibur 5. This makes me sad.
Yeah. Well, we won't talk about that. Well, I think like Soul Calibur 6, getting back into that. Season 2, supposedly people believe right around the corner. We saw a little sneak peek of some things to expect for season 2.
None for Siegfried though.
None
right?
for Siegfried. No, he's not changing.
Good.
But of the things you did see, the very brief showing, were there some things that you liked, disliked, or some things that you're maybe hoping to see?
There's nothing I really liked. There's nothing that made me again, man, I want to play this game even more. I'm already going to play the game, so, they don't have to sell season 2 to me, but, like, none of new features. New moves, I guess. New moves are always cool, but for Siegfried, I can't think of any move that I would want or need. Like, he's pretty much complete as is. I don't actually like... Well, I don't want to say like, because I've been able to experience it, but I'm not excited about the new GI like the meter one or whatever they're gonna do, where you can GI everything.
Mm-hmm.
It's not gonna affect Siegfried a whole lot. Well, like you know how base whole B is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like now it's fixed. So then people are going to be doing that again to get out of pressure. So it's like, great. Now I got to go and lab the situation. God, it's like I'm playing a fighting game or something.
Yeah.
I hate going to the lab. So
It-
it's nothing that makes me be like, wow, this looks exciting. It's more like I see it and it's like, oh, more work. Great. Namco making me actually try to work for things.
But it'll make everybody work more, right?
I
Like
mean,
you,
that's
you
in
won't see
theory.
Aswell like spinning at you, be like, oh shit, you can't play the game anymore.
In theory, but it'll affect certain characters more. Like it'll affect stupid ass Beyblading as well way more than it's gonna affect someone that doesn't rely on unblockables or guard breaks. So we'll see.
Okay.
I'm kind of excited about Haha Maru or
Armaru, yeah. Mitz 2.
Mitz too. Yeah,
I don't
I
like
want to
that.
know.
I don't like that. You can't call him Mitz 2 because he's Mitz 3. Arthur is Mitz 2.
Oh yeah, I
Stop
forgot about
calling,
that.
stop calling Hamaru Mitz 2. I get triggered. Respect Arthur.
But it's funny though.
No, he's Mitz 3.
But Mitz 2 sounds funny.
Arthur is the second Mitsu.
Yeah, but Mitz
he's
2
fucking
hits
badass.
better. Mitz 2 hits
Respect
better.
Arthur, bro.
So actually, if we're going way back, Arthur is Mitz 3 and Kaomaru is Mitz 4. The original Mitz 2 was Huang, was a palette swap in the Korean version of Soul Blade.
Is that true? I thought they were two
Yeah.
different characters.
So in Soul Edge, released it in Korea. Back then, samurai being shown was not something you really did. Like Korea still was not happy with Japan at all. So instead of just removing the character, they palette swapped him and made him Huang. Like he was just a complete palette swap in the Korean version. Didn't have any of his cool like kicks. Just hey, the samurai is now a Korean dude. Don't worry about it. And then for Soul Blade, they were like, hey, we should make him like an actual Korean. Give him like Taekwondo stuff. And that's when they diverged. But they still had a ton of moves. Like Huang had 2 KB in Soul Blade. And I wish they kept it because it's a good move. So actually, Huang is Mitz 2. Arthur is Mitz 3.
Look, man, he can't be Mitz 2 if he's not in the game.
He'll be there. Don't worry. Season 2. I'm calling it now.
Arthur's
Huang
more in the
returns.
game than fucking Huang.
For now.
Well,
For now.
Huang's in the story mode.
Yeah.
This is true.
So is Arthur
Is he?
in
Is
the
he?
Libra thing. Yeah.
We don't,
Oh
we
shit!
don't count Libra.
I've
Libra's
never
nuts.
touched Libra or the story mode, so I don't know. Okay. Did the what looked to be like an offensive soul charge use, is that something that you kind of are excited to see or not
People
excited?
using Soul Charge already offends me, so more Soul Charge won't make me happy.
Okay.
Like the less Soul Charge, the better. I always say. I'm actually one of those guys who kind of prefers Calibur without meter, but it's here, it's obviously not going away.
Yeah.
So no point in really.
Well, would you
Momentum,
rather
but-
have it the way it is now, or would you rather have it with the offensive soul charge in conjunction with what we have now?
I don't know. I feel like offensive Soul Charge might hurt Siegfried more, but again, like it's way too because there's not enough information.
Yeah.
And I don't know how it's going to interact with any of the other new mechanics or how Siegfried is going to use it. So it's really hard. I wish they gave us some more information. But as it is now, I'm used to this Soul Charge, so I guess I prefer it at this point.
What do you think of the reverse sledge not doing the minigame shit on block?
I think there's going to be a set of players that do that. Like it's going to be a very finely divided between people that, if they do use reversal edge, there's never going to go into the minigame. And there's going to be the other camp that always goes into the minigame if they can. I'm not sure which one I'm going to be in because I actually enjoy the minigame. You suck at it for some reason.
Well,
My guess rate is
You think
around
there'll even be a
10%.
choice?
Like, you think they're going to take out the rock paper scissors minigame?
I think on block they might just take it out altogether.
Unblocked, that would make a lot of sense. Since
Because that's what I was thinking it was going to be, but I didn't think about how it could be a choice, like you just said.
if it was a choice, I think it would be better because I think more freedom is necessarily a better thing to have in fighting games. If it were on block, then the amount of moves you could reversal edge at a high level is almost like
Very
cut
low.
in half from what it is already. Like it's already not a lot. Like especially in Cervantes, there's nothing I think that. Well, I mean, there's obviously a few things, but the amount of moves you can reversal edge and hit him afterwards are few and far in between. Like you'd be better served just and punishing him. So I don't know, but I think reversal edge as it is fine. It's not absolutely horrible one way or the other. It's too amazing. It's not too worthless. It's fine.
Yeah,
I like it.
a lot less obnoxious since it costs 20% guard now.
That made me sad.
Did it?
No.
It made me sad because I can't block.
Have you tried pressing G? Anyone had the same problem, and we found out that it didn't have a guard button.
So like I have a guard button, but then it gets red, and then I don't have a guard button. Or I do have a guard button, but then it's like the game's like yoink, that's mine. Get lethaled by some bullshit.
I've never heard of this problem. I don't think it actually exists. I've never been guard crushed.
If only there was a mechanic.
I would imagine having a Dark Legacy bubble would help with that.
Get away from me!
Yeah,
I cannot lose.
If only there was a mechanic in the game where you could block at such a perfect timing that you didn't get guard broken, it healed your guard, and you could punish basically everything in the game. If only that was a mechanic. Just kidding.
I would actually
I
like
can't.
the punishing everything thing.
Without the
I can't, like,
punishing everything?
Yeah.
So perfect guard. Speaking of that, like perfect guard is actually a thing I've been trying to implement more, just to get like a sliver more of meter. And honestly, I think the timing is basically the exact same as just.
It's
the
more
more I
lenient
practice
in
it.
this game.
Is it more lenient?
Yeah.
Definitely feels that way on a few things, but I think it's something people should start about to get like a little bit more meter. For a lot of stuff, you can just, even like Nightmare's terror charge stuff.
Yeah, Night
Like,
Backstand A plus B, IV critical edge, you can do that on block.
it's like you have zero risk, and you can only gain. Like even if it's just mashing G and having no time, just mashing as hard as you can. Why not? Like you can only gain a little bit, so you should do it.
Yeah, like
And
so.
then for a lot of easy timing strings, like okay, if I do this -8 move, then just tapping G at this time will keep me safe, and I can maybe perfect guard. So it's like, why not? We should all start doing more perfect guards.
Would you like to see any changes to the perfect guard system?
No.
No?
we all know what happens.
Not even something small as if like it prevented you from taking guard damage or something.
That's not small at all. That's huge. Prevent you from taking guard damage?
Yeah.
So would that also apply?
Or just reduced it.
Reduction maybe, but I'd want to see a percentage reduction. But even then, so now guard break moves now do half. So like let's say you have a guard break move that does 10% guard damage, but it's really slow. It's not slow enough to where you can step or interrupt on reaction, but you can definitely perfect guard it on reaction 9 times out of 10.
Yeah.
So now it does 5%. Let's say if it's a 50% reduction. So this guard break move that if stepped would hurt you a lot, and now does only 5% guard damage, is now a worse option than say a string that does 3%, 3%, 2% for like a total of 7. Does that make any sense to you?
No.
I think that makes no sense.
Okay, that's a good point.
But who knows if they're going to actually change it?
What do you mean by the string, though?
So say you have I mean, say you had like a fast hit. So Siegfried 4A plus B is actually a really good example of that. Because that one evaporates your guard gauge, like 12%. And it also has like the third hit can be a low. So stuff like that is going to be my go-to, as opposed to say 66A was like a mid for Siegfried. You know, it's not something you can like interrupt on, but you can probably guard it on reaction.
Yeah.
And if it reduced it by 50% from like, what is 66A? Probably like 12%.
I never checked.
But when you
Probably.
still be able to pressure them,
You can still pressure them,
you can
but
bust them on.
because it so greatly reduces the amount, it depends on what you're using the move for.
Because if you're using the string to guard break, right, you're not gonna get like block pressure, besides for the guard damage percentage. But if you use like like a mid 6-6A, you'd be getting some guard damage and then your turn still.
I mean, if it was a mid 6-6A, that's all.
If it was, yeah, we're
being
pretending
honest.
it's a 6-6A.
But it depends on what you're going for. If you're going for just guard pressure, I don't think those moves are going to be looked at as much as a string that ends up doing more and is less susceptible to perfect guard. I mean, you can still use it for if you're trying to not pressure guard necessarily. If your objective is to, just get some plus frames and run mix-ups, and that's one thing. But sometimes you just want to pressure guard. That's all you want to do. You're not aiming for anything else. And in those situations, I think perfect guard will, if it's changed to negate some guard damage, it could affect that. Again, hard to say because it doesn't exist like that. But that does give me a really good idea. Siegfried 6-6A should be mid. That was a really good idea we had there.
Yeah, it definitely should be a mid.
Honestly,
Yeah,
it'd be fine, right?
Too bad now.
Yeah, it's not good enough. It's too slow. Even if it was a mid, you can still probably interrupt it on reaction.
Can we just skip past the part where I like deck anyone in the face with that move? Can we just skip past that, please?
Did you do that?
Just go to. Oh, so there is a way to use it. If people like to step on wake up, and people love to step on wake up, especially in Siegfried, you can kill backstep with it after certain knockdowns.
Interesting.
Yeah, I use every fucking move.
It's good against Avenger stance too.
That remains to be seen.
I mean,
I'm still. No, I've played some of the best roads.
You sidestep and it beats the B, and it beats the plus B, and it beats the A.
My guy, I've played some of the best pocket grows that North America has to offer. That matchup's like 10-0. Siegfried cannot win it.
Yeah, he says I cannot lose. That's a lie.
He definitely. That's all he does is.
Grow says you will be erased. That's the truth.
That matchup's impossible. Rogue is in the Avenger stance. You can't do anything.
Can't do anything.
Literally nothing. Absolutely no options.
Zero. I also play one of the best pocket grows players in NNA, and you can't do a damn thing.
It's impossible, right?
Yeah, this is unwinnable.
I need to go so I don't get fucked up by Grow again.
Okay.
I know what's gonna happen in Singapore.
I guess speaking a little bit more on season 2, we know one character that is guaranteed in Haramaru from Samurai Showdown, which I believe probably the only guest character we get for the season. That leaves 3 other characters?
Yes, and one of them will be before Haramaru.
Yeah, one of them will be before Haramaru. What characters either do you think will be in the game, or do you want to be in the game?
Do a list of both.
List of both. List of both.
So, my wants. Oh, it's tough because I want all. If I could, I'd just take all the Soul Calibur characters ever, and just throw them in, even the rejects from 5. Like that's how much I love the series. I'd like everyone to have some. I like people to have the characters they like.
Yeah, man.
Even if I think
he was not a reject, he had the coolest shit.
He was actually extremely unique, especially compared to Taki and.
Taki is so boring, dude.
Yeah.
Bring back Natsu.
Natsu's so much cooler. I can't believe people. Like, I think all the people who are Taki fans are just like, because they know that shit's like whack.
I haven't seen any like hockey fans. Like I've seen people that are a fan of her.
They were
I don't
fans
think-
when that character was dead, and now she's
Yeah.
in the game, and she's still dead because her personality's trash and her gameplay sucks.
Like I've seen like a straight up just box of cardboard with more personality.
We don't need Taki. We need Natsu.
We need not.
Even as like a what's that game that lets you fucking Alpha Fighters in Smash or whatever the hell it's called?
Echo Fighters, I think.
Yeah,
Oh.
Echo Fighters. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm sorry, I don't play Smash. But even something like that for the rejects, like that, I think that would be fine for Zhang and Leisha, you know, Tira, fuck, Natsu and Taki, even like Pure Omega and Sophie. Like, I think that would be more or less fine. Like, not a lot
Patroclus
of
and Cassandra, like the price of justice. No,
that one is.
that would be pretty good.
It would fit only like that would be the only thing. Like otherwise, but I'd want to see every single character. If I have to pick 3, it'd probably be Hilda, because she's Bay.
She is.
You say Leisha?
Hilda.
Hilda.
Oh, Hilda. I was about to say
Hilda's-
you're going to jail.
Oh no, she's Leisha is not Bay. Leisha's.
Well, actually,
fun,
you're in
though.
Korea. What's the legal age there? You might
I
be.
think it's
safe.
like it's 14.
Really?
Yeah.
Sounded a little too excited on that one, Party
What
Wolf.
the fuck?
It's like 14.
That's
I think.
crazy.
I'm not sure if there's like a.
Like, oh,
cap
your
that's,
reproductive organs probably work. Yeah, go ahead.
I think you can get married around that age too. But that's a topic for a different stream.
Yeah, different
We can have
podcast
it.
on that one.
So yeah, Hilda, Algol definitely, because he's the god king of Calibur.
Yeah, fucking Algo School.
And then God, the last slot. There's way too many like good picks, I think. Oh, I really want to put Huang in just it's not sad anymore. Even though I don't really want him like
What
super-
about Setsuka? Is that character in the garbage?
I mean, and she's in my
For you.
personal garbage.
You in your personal garbage?
I never enjoyed high execution characters in any game. Calibur's no exception. So to me, she never really had a place. I mean, she was only around for 2. She was around for 2, and then APAT happened, so her style was only around for the game. It never grew. But those are my wants.
Okay.
So Algo, Hild, who I think though. I mean, you guys all saw the leak list. Like, are we still believing in like the leaks? Or
Nope.
do we
They
think Stone
they
is gonna
said that
be
they
in?
have no plans. So let's just go as if the leak list probably like didn't happen. Just like what characters you think.
Is the leak list just stupid code names for like 10 fucking things? Like, no, I don't care.
I mean, what was like Cassandra's code name? Was it
Cass.
so Cass?
Her code name was Cass. You
They
know what
figured-
it was? It was Amy.
And
They
the other-
figured
the-
we'd like
Yeah.
It wasn't a fucking riddle. Like, what is yellow? I don't know.
I mean, Yellow's actually a pretty good
Star.
code name.
You know who's Star? You don't know who Star is?
I've never heard of this Star.
Yeah, so
I don't know,
they're
man.
bringing Yoda back.
Oh shit, Kylo Ren, secret second guest
Kylo
character.
Ren with that chest. So, yes.
Oh, I'd play that too.
He has a stance that's just wide. His player 2 is just the shirtless one.
I'm down.
Yeah, I've never said that I'd drop Siegfried or anything, but I would definitely drop Siegfried for Kylo Ren shirtless. I'm sorry.
Amazing.
Me too. I would drop
So, yeah.
Siegfried.
So yeah, I basically gave you like 2 non-answers, but oh well, suck it.
Well, you said Hilda, Algol, and the last one was Huang.
Yeah.
I guess.
And then-
because I can't even finish like thinking about who I'd want, so just give it to Hayate. He suffered enough.
Okay. Now your think ones is you just don't really
I don't know,
know?
man.
Don't know? Okay.
Dante from Devil May Cry.
That, I would like it. Or Nero would be sick, but probably won't happen.
That would be sick.
Would be sick. What else can we talk about? We talked about you in Calibur, season 2 and everything.
What do you think of the last chance qualifier? Also, conveniently, the only qualifier because they never announced the other qualifiers.
I mean, it is correct. It is last chance, your first and last chance. So
Yes.
It's not an incorrect statement.
it is nothing if not accurate. I'm glad they're doing it, even if it's last minute. You know it sucks. Always being the redheaded stepchild to best son Tekken,
Yeah,
who
the
can do no
moneymaker,
wrong.
Tekken.
I mean, we're used to that, and even just having this kind of world tour esque kind of thing, like it might be setting up for that. Some kind of
Yeah, maybe they'll
dry
tag us on.
run. Like see if it was like, okay, we can do this like invitational fun time thing, just throw in this whatever, and then if it gets good enough results, then it's like, okay, this is probably what would happen if we did a world tour. We can hope. So
Yeah.
it's not the situation we were hoping for, but I think we can make a really good opportunity out of it, and I hope people in whatever capacity they can manage can support it as best they can. That's checking out on Twitch, donations for like pots if that's going to be a thing.
Yeah.
Whatever you can do. I think it's going to be really important this time because this is going to be our make or break to see if we even
Reaching
get.
the cap would be pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, retweet everything.
Retweet
Like,
all the time.
if it's Soul Calibur related at all, retweet it. Like retweet the tech, retweet like any like
memes.
kind of potential like qualifier stuff. Retweet like the hentai, just retweet whatever. I don't care. If it has Soul Calibur in it, just retweet it.
Look at Overwatch. A bunch of perverts play that game. It's really popular. Coincidence?
That got a CNN special, like Overwatch porn.
Did it?
It was like on video game porn. So, real quick aside, we can actually loop back to this if you want. This is just a stupid dumb.
I mean, dude, whatever. It's.
Yeah, dude, go for it.
So I work a mission center, and like right in front of me is just a bunch of TVs, and people display random stuff on that crap throughout the day. Like sometimes it's super secret hot intel, other times it's just Air Force Network TV. So whatever. But at this particular time, the guy who sat next to me was like, "Hey, I'm just gonna borrow the computer. I'm gonna show the commander this like cool presentation and stuff." And like, okay, you do what you want. Commander being a lieutenant colonel, and the guy who basically signs off on I personally. So kind of an important guy. You don't want to be looking ugly around him. Have your uniform looking like shit. So he comes down, and the guy is like explaining to him, "Oh, sir, this is my thing. This blah." And CNN is being re-streamed, I guess, on Air Force Network, a TV in front of him, and it's this special on pornography. And now you might think, "Oh, this is CNN. It's probably like really high class, very respectable. It's titties, like
Damn.
ass, all over the place." And yeah, it's censored too, but you see like these ads that look like they're for Pornhub or some shit. I'm just like,
Well, when we were in France, the train system or subway system, whatever the fuck you want to call it.
that's a fun train.
There were like giant condom posters like everywhere. Don't you remember that?
So I never took the actual subway. I just took the train from the airport, and I stood in the food cart.
Weren't you with us when Hayate was taking us everywhere?
No.
Oh.
I had to go on to Seattle early.
Oh, yeah, because they had like giant condom ads like everywhere in the subway system. It was crazy. Like
Ah,
I guess
yes.
these like foreign countries have like, and they don't give a fuck.
I mean,
yeah.
it's the country of love, so we expect
They want you to have safe love. Clearly,
the safest.
safe love.
Anyways, there's my side.
Okay. One thing I kind of want to talk about a little bit is the Soul Calibur community seems to be a really dedicated one to the game that they play. They stick with it for a really long time. They're very passionate about it. Maybe as opposed to like maybe other video game franchises where people kind of hop around a lot. What about Soul Calibur do you think makes people so passionate about it?
Are we especially passionate? Not to like just destroy your question.
People played Soul Calibur 5, which was a terrible game for 7 years.
People play Tekken 4, which is a terrible game for
That's fair.
almost as long. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you're gonna find dedicated people. You're gonna find little bitches who quit day one, every game too. Like, think how many guys from the Soul 2 picked up 6 and then started like trash talking that on Facebook wherever right away. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I wouldn't say we're actually especially dedicated in, like, let's not toot our own. Nothing special.
Okay.
But for those of us that, have stuck for so long, at least for me anyway, the art style of this game is always drawn to it. Like, it's such a beautiful game to watch.
Yeah.
And Tekken, it looks nice, but I can't say that it's ever been beautiful. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a nice looking game. Soul Calibur is breathtaking, I think, especially in the effort that goes into the art style.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that people, at least for me, try to identify with their characters a lot more in this game. And of course, people will say, like, identify with Ryu because I'm super boring, like, or I identify with Dr. Mario because I have a crippling pill addiction. You're gonna find that in whatever game. But I looked at Kayane actually as a really good example of that. Like, she's basically been married to Xianghua since she was what, 8?
Yeah.
Like, two have more or less been inseparable. And, she's having her fling with 2B, but come on, it's 2B. That's OP.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's this weird feeling. This character is me. Like, I feel like people get that a lot more from Calibur than do from games like Tekken.
Do you think
Like,
part of that?
I don't think anyone looks Jack and says, "Yeah, this is." I don't think Anakin, like, when he's laughing, is like, "Yeah, I'm totally."
I think some characters in
Jack.
Tekken are like that. Like who?
Some characters.
Like Horing, or like who's like Horing.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, Horing players like, oh yeah, I'm a total bitch. That's definitely
Yeah, like they're not gonna play anyone else.
Do you think part of the Calibur reason why people are maybe so loyal and identifying with their characters is that they're more vocal and everything in game?
What do you mean by vocal?
Like they don't just like grunt and right.
Okay,
They don't do right. They actually like talk throughout the match.
Yeah.
Oh,
so Aris
my
is
goodness.
So Aris has touched on this quite a bit. The thing that's always made Calibur unique is the fact that you have people saying entire like sentences, like proper grammar sentences in Calibur during fights, not just during like win quotes and stuff. In Tekken, I think Negan was like the first character to actually talk a lot, and I mean, like a lot.
Geese talks a decent amount.
Geese, I think, was the precursor. Negan took it to, like, Negan's the first character to say stuff when he gets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think in like any fighting game, that's pretty monumental. I should really get like a counter and start playing and see how many times he does shit just for how much I get hit in the face.
Damn.
But that took how many years? Like, Tekken's been around since 95. It was around like a few years before Soul. So it took them that long to get there. They started that in like with the Soul series in Calibur. I was in Japanese and you can understand stuff. But like probably my favorite one. Your form is poor. What the fuck?
Yeah.
How does that? What do you mean my form is poor? It's just stuff like that. It's super cheesy, but it's so unique and it's so fun, and it's it's I don't know, it's its own form of. I could probably go on and on, like what doing that as opposed to just having to be like, ugh, ugh. Like, of course you have that. You gotta have those. It doesn't sound right.
Yeah.
But people having entire monologues will fight. You can't get
And
that.
that sometimes makes the grunts even more special. Like when Keelik goes like, evil Keelik's like, bah! That's just.
Or like
That's
the
really funny.
like or Siegfried IAGA, like that grunt's sick.
You know how many times I've heard like people make the like just generic Keelik noise like huh, see, and more like yeah, like the moves just from me making the grunts like yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like exactly the animation and stuff, and you don't even have to know like, oh, that this move. Like, no, it's the move that sounds like this.
Yeah.
Like, anyone can follow around with that shit. Not a lot of other games have that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I've heard anyone in Tekken when they're watching like Dragunov Grand Finals where it's like, like you don't hear that.
Yeah.
Like no one's like that. It's like, oh, it's fucking Dragunov, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I think the only other game where I've seen people react like that is fucking Dragon Ball Fighters of all things with Cell's intro.
Yeah.
And that was like a magical moment. But Calibur, man, that's the game.
Yeah,
that's part of its life.
Mm-hmm.
You can't take that away ever. If they took that away, then I'm playing Calibur.
Yeah, I think it is a really integral part. I know when when like the part of just like the identifying with what the character's doing and saying, right? If that were to go away, I feel like a Calibur would lose a lot of kind of what makes it special in a way, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, I know when I went to my first major tournament, like when characters were doing things that like they're known for doing, like Nightmare 2A+B, like people in the crowd are like doing like the with this you burn, like the whole crowd was doing it. It was pretty sick.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one of the things that, just to take a real quick aside, like you guys need to get out to majors and stuff, even if you don't want to compete. Just hang out with the scene and experience this. Because it is so much fun. Chanting the exact same thing as like 100, 200 other about some like dumb video is so much fun. You guys got to experience that if you haven't. Go out and do it. Go to Singapore Major next week. Like a week after.
Fly out.
Do it.
Your job, quit. School, don't go. Play video games.
You don't need any of that stuff. You really don't need a job.
Nah, you don't.
You don't need money to survive. You don't need food.
No.
All you need is Calibur.
That's pretty true. Definitely majors are really awesome to go to. Being with the community, as you said, chanting the same thing as like 200 other people, or being by yourself because the other person who's winning is Canadian and everyone else is not Canadian, so you're screaming at the top of your lungs for your friend. You yell repent so loudly that you can't talk for 2 days.
If you leave a tournament and your voice if you don't sound like this after you leave a tournament, then you did it wrong. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I don't care if you're introverted or what. No, you need to be screaming your ass off. Find someone to support. Like it can be about anything. It's like he uses this character and that guy doesn't. Like yell for that dude. Like this guy said something stupid on Twitter. Like boo this dude.
Yeah.
Find something and just make some noise. Like, get hype.
Unless it's Aswell versus Aswell, in which case it's not hype.
No, it's definitely hype. Aswell is the
hype. Aswell mirror you've seen.
It's not about like the gameplay. If we're talking about like sound bites and things people
it's definitely about the gameplay too.
I mean, it's about the gameplay, yes. But if you talk about things that are quotable, you cannot get any better.
I did warn you.
Weapon up! It's amazing. It's so dumb and disgusting and cheap and bullshit. It's perfect. As well as a gift, ladies and gentlemen. I know you don't recognize it at this point, but trust me, as well as a gift to the Calibur community. You can quote me on that.
Someone clip that. I need that on Twitter.
That's the end of the podcast. Thanks everybody for watching.
Bye, everyone.
I mean, actually, how long have we been live? An hour and a half almost? That could be a good time to maybe wrap it up. Unless there's anything else you guys would like to talk about.
I don't know. I'm here for you. You
thank you.
use me as you wish. I'm at your command.
Thank you.
Does he come with a gift receipt? Poor Pyro.
Oh, amazing. All right, guys. Well, yeah, that's probably a good time to kind of wrap it up. I think we've pretty much covered pretty much everything pretty good. Heaton, thank you for coming on. I really appreciate you coming on for this week. It was a little short notice, but I do appreciate that. Maybe we'll have you go on again during season 2, if you're willing. Thank you for letting us use your stream gameplay. Thank you for Shen Yuan. Where can people find more about you?
More about me? You can check me out on Twitter.
Yeah, we got his Twitter.
Your pal Heaton.
Right up there.
When are you gonna get a new picture on Twitter? That's like
why would I ever replace that? That is a work of art. That is a SC Partisan.
What if I draw something for you?
What if Marginal draws something?
Original? What if oh god. I guess I'm taking submissions for a new.
All right. Draw a new profile picture for Heaton. Tweet it at him.
Yeah.
Maybe
the winner
gets to be
$50 and a Zubaz sub.
Oh, okay. I was just gonna say they get to be your profile picture, but all right.
Oh, that's. I should have to pay them for that, definitely. So yeah, Twitch, your pal Heaton. Twitter, your pal Heaton.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I'm on anything else. I'm not. I'm on Instagram too, but I don't upload. So I guess Instagram, your pal Heaton.
All right, fair enough. All right, so check them out.
I'd like to start just vlogging stuff when I go to majors, so maybe you'll see stuff more in there. I don't know. We'll see.
All right. Well, again, thank you for coming on. Check him out, guys. Give him a follow on Twitter, on Twitch. He does go live with some pretty sick Siegfried gameplay, playing against people like the Shens, so you can see even more from those guys as well. I know those guys don't stream, so maybe the most you're going to be able to see other than tournaments is on Heaton stream. So definitely give him a follow, check him out. And he's more insightful and way less salty than I am, so check him out. All right, guys, thank you for watching. We will catch you all later.
Later.
Bye.